what I've been ordained to do. I'm going to show you what's happening. It's the end of the world, and this is a great representation of what little Naz was showing you in his video. See, little Naz, look, God bless his heart. I mean that. God have mercy on the guy. But, a lot of people are, oh man, that's horrible. He deserves it. No, wait, time out. Then you're not even one of us. If you have that attitude and you act like that, then you're probably not even one of us. We are Christians. Love your enemy. Jesus said, what is it if you pray, you pray, bless those who you love? He said, what reward is there in that? I say, bless those who curse you. Pray for those that despitefully use you. Love your enemies. Because we were Jesus's enemy, and he loved us enough, and when he loved us, we got converted. We ended up getting converted out of it. So when these people, I see these comments, oh, I hate that guy, it's like, I don't think you're one of us. We should have compassion, and we should say, God have mercy. Do I think it's a disgusting video? Well, hell yeah, it's disgusting. It's like, ew. But there's a whole lot of truth in little Naz's video. Do you know what his video is about? The whole thing? From the duality of, see, he plays Adam, he plays a serpent. It doesn't show the serpent beguiling Eve, does it? No, it doesn't. It shows Adam and the serpent, and little Naz plays both parts, and they come together showing the duality, the serpent and Adam as duality, but coming together, and then him accepting it and him turning to the serpent. And that's no different than this scene from The Matrix you're about to watch, because in The Matrix, everyone turns to Agent Smith in The Matrix, and then there's this final battle. What do you think's going to happen in the end of the world, guys? Everyone turns to Satan. It's Satan's rule on earth. What do you think? It's some guy sitting in a throne with a pitchfork? No, he rules over the hearts and the minds of everybody. He takes over their mind. He takes over their consciousness. And then they turn. Children will rise against their parents and cause them to be killed. Brother will turn against brother. Father against son. Jesus said, your worst enemies will be members of your own household. How's that? Because he takes over the hearts and minds of all the host bodies. They all turn double down, and the ones that won't go with it, you're considered the enemy. Do you remember what Lady Gaga said on Jay Leno? Do you remember? I've shown it so many times. She says, my performance in the Grammy Awards with the egg and the rebirth is about a new race of beings being birthed within the human race. Do you know what she said after that? A race with now no prejudice against anybody for anything. No judgment. Oh, so little Naz's video was just showing his part, Adam, because Adam is Christ's representative in the system. He's showing Adam embracing the serpent, embracing the devil, and the two becoming one. What do you think this is all about? This is exactly what the whole world and the end of the world and the fight from the beginning to the end of the world, it's the whole thing. Why do you think in Genesis 1, Elohim creates a host body system, an idol, and it says in the host, the word host means a group organized for war. Do you think that was the Lord God making a group for war? Against who? He's already the Lord God. No, it's Elohim creating a host body to occupy and trap God's people in it, to organize for war against the Lord God by taking those angel souls and converting them, transmuting them, getting them down to the pit, and turning them into a race of locusts that will come out to make war against the Lord God. This is not even remotely arguable. What happens in the other world? The pit opens. Where is Satan? Well, isn't Satan the angel of the bottomless pit? Uh-huh. Well, where is he? Oh, he's in the bottomless pit. But he's running the hearts and the minds of all the people, because the war is inside of you. It's not somewhere else. It's inside of you. And Jesus is the Prince of peace. So he reaches out to the right and to the left, which represents the good you and the bad you, and he makes peace between the two to make the two into one, so one gets flipped and the two become one, and both your eyes are up and you can see. That's what his ministry is. It says it in Isaiah and it says it in Luke. Isaiah 61, Luke 4. We'll go look at it right after this. I'm telling you guys, this is Satan's rule on earth. And Little Naz's video is just a manifestation that it's here. That's all. It just shows him embracing his sin. I'm going to embrace my sin. God have mercy on him. That's horrible. I mean, you know, it's no different than Rihanna. You know, all these, there's a lot of basketball stars. There's a lot of football stars. There's a lot of baseball stars. There's a lot of art, you know, song artists, you know, musical artists. There's a lot of Hollywood actors. They've all embraced it because they know who's running this thing. Do you think this is God's world that we're in? Do you think this is Jesus's world? Yes or no? If your answer is yes, then why did Satan take Jesus to the top of a high mountain? And in one moment of time, he showed him all the kingdoms of the world. He said, if you'll bow down and worship me, I'll give these all to you, for they are mine to give. For all authority has been given to me. Oh, he's been deputized. Told you. Told you. I've been showing you for years. All the data proves it. Look, the largest church in the world is a freaking snake wearing a crown. The snake is eating a sheep. Here is a picture of me with a dead sheep on my head, on my
Bruh, bruh, bruh.
We've all seen masks like these in movies like Mission Impossible, but they have made it out of Hollywood and are being used to fool people in real life and even commit crimes, like this masked bank robber in California.
The police were looking for someone of a particular description, and it later transpired that they'd been looking for someone who was totally different.
My mask, it's up.
You have to put it over your nose.
Sir, it's over my nose.
Oh, wow, that is too cool.
You like that? Yeah, this is how we roll.
Take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles. It's true. We are aliens. But what are you going to do about it? It's a two-party system. You have to vote for one of us.
It's at the aliens won't let it happen. You reveal all their secrets. They exercise strict control over us. They exercise strict control over us.
This I like a lot. So much weird stuff coming out about
horrendous. So I'm going to leave it probably there in that respect. This particular King Charlemagne here, he was not a nice man. He was a tyrant, and he displayed reptilian characteristics to the extreme. Reptilian characteristics being divide and conquer, fight or flight. It's essentially about the higher reptilian DNA. So this king, the higher the reptilian DNA, the more reptilian characteristics they display. So it's more about dominance, control, and conquering. Dominance and conquering. So this bloodline, this particular man was that. Okay. Now within this particular bloodline, you're always going to, because we're living in a dualistic, the 3D world that we live in is dualism. Everything is dualistic. So you have up, down, left, right, black, white. Everything is dualistic based. So even within a bloodline like that, you're going to have good and bad within it. Okay. So within the war that's going on is a war of DNA. So the reason why they interbreed, the reason why they're looking for an interbreeding with each other is because they want to make sure that they maintain this particular DNA within their family line. Because this particular DNA gives them exalted abilities, gifts, psychic gifts. I'm going to go with the word psychic. Telepathic, telekinetic gifts. So they inbreed not because, well, partly because they are twisted, but on the other side of that, it is because they are trying to maintain this particular strand of DNA within their bloodline. So to give an analogy, if understanding that the 3D world that we live in is illusory, it's a three-dimensional, illusional world. The makeup of everything around us is made from geometry, sound, light, and then physical. This is important to say. So everything around you is vibrating energy. Everything around you is vibrating energy. This is not solid. Nothing is solid. It is manifested through, as I said, geometry, light, sound, and then there. Because it's like an analogy would be, we are in a matrix system, which is like a virtual reality computer game, where it's a master-slave reality. So the masters would be the 0.01%. They have kept the secrets and the cheats for themselves, and they have left the slaves with amnesia and with no understanding of what's going on. So Charlemagne is connected to the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail is not an actual sacred object. It is symbolically an object, but in truth, the Holy Grail is a bloodline, is a particular bloodline called, and in French it's called sang royal, which means royal blood. In the 1950s. In the 1950s, there was a search for. Okay, so there was an influx of incarnations of higher vibrational beings coming down to this planet to try and change what's been going on here, because it has been essentially a prison planet for 50,000 years, really. And so there was an influx in the 1950s and the 1970s of higher vibrational beings. Now they know,
W latach 50.
the controlling consciousness that is in charge at this moment of this planet is what is and are aware of every incarnate being that comes into this planet. Through sexual union between a male and a female, energy is then sent up and vibrates up through frequencies. They have technology to be able to see where, and then a soul is then attracted to a lifetime, and then the soul will then, this is just one way, a soul will then come to the womb of the mother, and they can track this from happening. Okay, so in the 1950s there was something called Project Oak Tree.